Hello class, today we are doing stamps. How to make a stamp using a lino block, and this is kind of like a rubber, like an eraser. Let me turn this volume down actually. There we go. Volume down. Okay, so you're gonna carve this out and then you're gonna use a few things, but I want to introduce to you first that you need an anti-slip mat. Volume too high. Okay. So that when you are carving, it doesn't move around and you end up cutting yourself. So this one, I got it from the art store. And then a piece of this, right? And then some mat or so on top of it so that you can do some carving. And we have these are cutting tools. You only need one because inside you'll see that you can add in your cutting pieces in here. You can store it in there. Okay, so since we're out with this one, I am gonna hook it up. Find that hole inside and place it in. Maybe a little bit tricky. Oh, I got it. Great. And then tighten that up. There we go. Push it down. Make sure that's not going anywhere. Okay. Also making sure that all the other pieces are secured. Take a look. These are different sizes so that we can work with all of them. Okay, a paint roller, totally optional. You don't have to have this. Oops, I'm using a razor right here. Make sure that we angle this correctly. There we go. I'm gonna have to cut out some stuff. And we are making the invitation card that Jinu gave to Rumi. And I sketched it out, but I might change it a little bit because the letter didn't quite fit that well. So we'll see. Okay, so that's that. And here is the envelope that I made earlier, and it is in the tutorial already. Everything is in the tutorial. So you can see that we can attach the invitation card in here. See that? Pretty cute, right? Okay, so once again, we are making the invitation card that goes in here. Maybe I will have to make it shorter. Yep. The duck fits fine. I'm probably going to squeeze that hello in a little bit tighter right there so that it can fit into this envelope. Okay, so we just have to see. All right, first step is just practice. There's two ways of doing this. One is the easier way and one is the harder way. Of course, the harder way is more interesting. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. Once again, anti-slip mat and the mat on top. And we are just going to do a little sample. Ooh, that was close, right? There we go. I am going to maybe cut this a little bit. we have. Okay, now we have this, and what we can do is draw out something simple, like a simple shape. Remember in Squid Game, right? In Squid Game, the easiest shape is a square or a triangle. Maybe a triangle. Huh. Okay, we'll do a triangle. Do a triangle. The easiest shape is a square, but let's just like make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so now we have a triangle. And then if you use your permanent marker, I have two right here just in case one doesn't work, then you do the other one. What you want to do is just outline that. Yep. So there's two methods. One is you either bring the line up or you carve it out. Carve the lines or raise the line. Two methods. Carve the line is the easier one, and then raising the line up, meaning that we have to push the canvas down. Okay, so we'll try the easy method first, which is, oops, to carve the line out. Okay, I'm going to remove this mat. Maybe this one's more stable. Let's try to see if anything moves. If we try to push it a little bit, okay. But it is most stable because if you don't have a mat, let's see how that works. All right, it slides even more, so you do need a mat there. Okay, and here is your carving tool. You want to carve it away from your fingers. Here, your finger is right below the sharp edge, and you're carving it up and away from your finger. Do not put your finger right here, right? Then when you carve it, you will accidentally carve your own skin and blood's gonna run out. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's try. Finger at the bottom, carving the line out slowly, and then let that out. And then shake it off. And there you go. That piece that just goes out. The piece that goes off is that. Okay. And then you turn it around and then you carve it right here, taking out the lines. Okay. So this method is to take out the lines, and the other method is to raise the line. This one is the easier one. Okay. You can take it out entirely or you can stop wherever you want to. Now, going into detail, I would use a smaller carving tool right there just to get into the fine detail. Then one more. Right there. Maybe a little bit more. Always remember your finger is away from the sharp edge. Like that, see? Okay. Now let's test this out. Test this out and get a piece of paper first. Put my paper here. Really going to test this out. And maybe I'll use red. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, the roller is just a fancy tool. You don't need to use that. You can use a paintbrush and you can paint it onto the stamp. It's perfectly fine. Okay. Oh, I need that scooping thingy. Let me get a spoon or something. Okay, back with the spoon to scoop out my paint. This could be any kind of paint, acrylic, or in this case, I'm using wall paint because that's what I have. So I'm gonna use what I have and not go out and buy more things that I don't need. Just hopefully this works. I haven't done this in a very, very long time. So here we go. Make this a little bit more uniform. There is like printmaking paint that probably costs a little more. We are using whatever we have. Roll that to the stem. Okay. Put this to the side. Bring that all to the side, including this to the other side. Whoosh. Okay, now here's my paper that I'm testing it on. Okay, right there. Press it down and then lift that up and hope for the best. There we go. There is our first step. I think that looks pretty cool. So that is the easier method. And now we are going to do the harder method. So that is to carve the line. And the second method, which is the harder method, is to raise the line. So with the same thing, maybe I'll do a square this time. Huh. So remember, at the end of it, we are trying to make this invitation card. So I am just doing the intro first so that we understand how to use our tools. Right? We're doing the invitation card that goes along with this nifty, derpy envelope right here. Okay, here's the next one. And we are going to do a square this time. I'm making a little small square. Remember, you're sketching it out with a pencil first. Then once you're satisfied with your design, then you would put permanent marker over it. Okay, we're doing a square this time, like I said. Bring this over here so you remember what we are trying to do. Right there. Okay. So remember the first step, the first method was to carve the line. Now we're going to raise the line, which means that we are going to push the canvas down. So we're going to make sure that the darkness is on the top. So this, like I said, is a little bit more complicated. Okay, I'm going to go this way, hold it at the bottom, and push it away from my fingers. And if it's a little slippery, it may be the mat. So we're going to move the mat away and just use the anti-slip. Okay, that. So all of the canvas space needs to be a lot shorter than the line itself. This will take some time to do. Right. Just like this first, I will have to push all of the white spaces down. Use a bigger tool right here. This one is a bigger tool. And then taking out more of the white space. Hello there, friend. If you want to say hi, you may. Let me know your name. Thanks for joining in. I am making a stamp here. It's a pretty long process. Shape that down a little bit more. Shape it down. Whoosh. You can have a lot of mess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta push that all down because we don't want that to be part of the stamp. Sometimes when you're doing this and you're testing out your stamp, you have to go back to it and do it again and carve out more than you need. Mhm. This one, I'm just gonna take that out. That's a little bit stubborn right there. Take that one out. There we go. Maybe this one too. That's a little stubborn as well. Take that one out. Okay. Still more to go, but I'm gonna put all the dust away. Okay. So keep on carving. I hope you're doing good today. You know what? I got coffee and I put it in the fridge or whatever that's left of it. I need to drink it. So after I finish carving this, I'm gonna go and get a sip. Coffee, coffee. Okay, so right now I just raise up the outside line. I still gotta go inside and do that. Okay. Also forget that when you're talking, still focus on where the blade is at. You don't want to cut yourself. Never want to cut yourself. Okay. All right. I think right now I can turn that on first. Go back on the inside using a little bit more of the sharp tool right there and going in on the inside a little bit. And what I can do, I got it. I have an idea because it needs to stop somewhere, right? I'm gonna use this razor and then just edge that line right there so that when I use my blade, it will cut directly. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go use a skinny tool. Making sure I'm really cutting it just at the edge, at the edge. Maybe I'll just change it, whatever. Whatever. Hello, friends. Feel free to join in on the chat. Say hello. Tell me who you are. I thought that was blood. It's just red paint. Lucky me. Lucky me. Okay, so you can see the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to push the white down and then bring the black line up. So it doesn't seem like it's popping up yet, so I had to carve more. Keep on carving. Keep carving. Keep carving. Yeah. You cut me open and keep bleeding. A little bit. Although this is too high and it's gonna catch all the paint. Carve that side. The second method, like I said, it's a lot more difficult. So patience is definitely needed. Da, 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 da. Do I have a chat? Ah, I do. I see. Hi. Hi, Denise. Doing so great. I'm so proud of you. Keep up the great work. Existing and being you and you're unique that makes you special. Oh, thank you, Bunny. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce the first one. I am totally forgetting that. I'm like split screening and I can't see the chat. Shaving the side a little more. Let's go. In okay. Hi friend, if you're here, we're trying to do this right here. This is an envelope and I'm doing the invitation card that goes inside of it. Here's the stamping tool. So gotta do that. Still trying to carve that. Eventually this will be on the long form content. But after this live is done, you can always go back and take a look at it, the unedited version. Get that out. Get that out. Come on. I think I'm okay. Okay. I think it kind of did it a little bit. Maybe I can carve it more. And then I do need to get on the inside because you can see that it's not as exact as I want it. So I'm going to go in first, get in the razor. First, let me see what this is. And then carving. Let's go. Carve that. Get that edge. Really, really get that edge. And then on the other one. And then on that one. Okay. Now, be careful with that tool. Because accidents happen. Accidents do happen, and nobody wants accidents. Hey, 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 hey. Anyways, I think I'm gonna test this out now, just to see if it works. Okay, wish me luck here, folks. Dump this out first. I don't see anybody on right now, so that's good. I can just do this mindlessly. And I'm gonna collect this dust with my ruler. and throw that away. And be right back with my coffee. Bye. Okay, I am back with my coffee. There you go. This is shake. What is it? Shake cashew. So some cashew milk is in here. So this is healthy stuff, folks. Oh. I just dropped that myself. Okay. Some. So good. All right. Let me see if our old paint is still working or is it dry up already. I got stuck. This works. Great. There we go. Trying to get that into my roller. Of course, there's some paper in there from mishaps. And here I go. Roll that up there and hope for the best. Wow, look at that. Okay, get that in, folks. Get that in there. Please. Okay, so you can see that the line, it catches, all right? It catches the line on top. So that's a good thing. Hi there, we're about to stamp this one. So roll that in there and it catches the line. And now we're gonna use this to stamp. Putting that away and let's hope for the best. And you gotta do it fast because you don't want your paint to dry out. Okay, here we go. Pushing that one down and then raising it. Ooh, look at that. So pretty. Okay, I want to show you again the two methods that we were just doing. That, the first method, and that is the second method. As you can see, the second method is a lot harder. The first method is easier. So this one is called carving out the line. And then this one is raising the line. So by raising the line, we're pushing all of the canvas space down, carving it out so we can raise the line. It is a longer, much more tedious method, but we can see the exact shape, which is what we're looking for. If you want to do the easier method, please go along and do that one, right? Maybe by starting off doing that would be good. Okay, and then once you get more comfortable, then you can do the second method. Okay, putting that away somewhere. I have absolutely no space around here. I think I need to put some of the stuff away because the paint's gonna dry. Okay. Hi friends. Hi folks. I am working with this right now, but I gotta put some supplies away before it dries out completely. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Let me see. Am I still recording? Oh, shoot. I didn't stop that recording. Okay. Hi, who do we have here? Hello, I'm split screening. So, I am doing the invitation card that goes along with this envelope, derpy envelope. Okay. And so, we're making a stamp. That's what we're doing. I am going to go ahead and take my time with this. And since I already sketched it out, I am going to use a permanent marker. And I am not sure if I can record this part out because it's so hard. But I do want to make it smaller so that it can fit in here. Smaller, much smaller. H has to be right here for us, for it to fit. Okay. Perhaps it could happen. I mean, we can always just hand write it. That's perfectly okay. Make I try to make the line a lot thicker than necessary because we don't want to break a line when we are carving. Use a different marker. Hello, friends. How are you doing? I am making a stamp for my envelope right here. This is the invitation card for the derpy envelope. If you have seen K-pop Demon Hunters, it's gonna pass that. It's gonna pass that. Okay, it's fine. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Um, it's just gonna be a little bit together, and that is gonna be fine. Or maybe put the friend underneath. Maybe I'll put the friend underneath, and then I'll just make this hair a little bit smaller. Okay, let's try. It's so hard when I don't have enough space. I'm just gonna make that hair a lot smaller. Hi. Let's see who we have here. I have to look over here so I can see who's there. Hi there. Feel free to say something in the chat. I will check it often, hopefully, if I don't forget. But I hope you're doing great. I am doing the invitation card for the derpy envelope. And we're making a stamp. So I draw out my design first. And then I'm going to carve it out. Okay, okay. You know, yesterday I watched K-pop Demon Hunters again so that I can take a picture of this invitation card. I need to watch it more times because then that's where I get my inspiration from. I didn't finish it yesterday though. And then you want to pretty much outline it thick because you don't want any skinny lines when you're carving out. Skinny lines, unfortunately, will break. And I am going to leave that blank. There's a reason for that. I'm going to leave that blank. I will bring this one down and put the F right here, which is very, very close, huh? It is very close. But it's necessary because there's not enough space. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Man, all these pens are not good. Gotta go get branded ones. All right, here I got brand new permanent marker, and finally going to Draw that one in. Hi there, friend. I am making the invitation card that goes inside of the derpy card design. As you can see right here. This one is also in the tutorial already, so you can go ahead and check that out. Everything's done step by step, and you make this one actually totally from scratch. Ooh, I'm able to fit it all in. Carving out words would be the toughest thing ever. Yeah, that's why you do it in all caps because that's a little bit easier. And you want to make sure that it is thick. No thin lines. Once again, all the thin lines will break. And you'll end up being very sad spending all this time doing this and it's not working. You don't want that, right? So Thursday. I'm so thirsty. It's coffee I'm drinking right here. Cashew milk with toasted coconut. Okay, gotta carve this out now. So now I'm gonna use the anti-slip mat. Put that. And it's time to carve it out. Hi there. Feel free to chat in the box. I am making a stamp. This one was the previous example. I'll show you. I can fold this out easier. Right. Okay, the sample that I did right there. And now we're going to carve this out to make it look like that. We're raising up the line by pushing the canvas down. And we'll use some carving tools, some sharp carving tools right here. Maybe I'll start off with this one. This is my favorite. And then this one gets the bigger space. So we're going to take our time and do this and not cut ourselves. Making stamps. Okay, turn on the camera and start carving. Hi there. Okay, here we go. Bring this down. Hello. And carve this one. Get my hair out of the way. Okay, we're raising the line, which means we are pushing the canvas down. Okay, there it is. Once again, making stamps. I'm gonna go around the ducky. And then if you want it to stop somewhere, because it has to stop somewhere, I can probably to carve out the side right there. Carve it. Might as well go around that guy. And then around. This is a highly dangerous art activity. Only meant for the most mature person. Because if you get hurt, I don't know. It's gonna take time to recover, right? Okay, so there you go. Every line is carved so that when I go toward the line, I can scoop up and get that piece out. Boing. Raising the line is what we're doing, and here's a little tricky part because we have our letters in the way. I told you already, guys. Letters are the hardest, especially when it's right there. Okay, going toward that line that I just carved out, and then boing, flick it up, right? Okay, so for our friends who don't know what we're doing, Derpy's right here. We're making the invitation card stamps. Flick it up, okay, right here, and then I'm gonna flick it up, boing, and it comes out easily, right? That's why we need to carve into our line. As you notice, my hand is behind my blade so that I don't accidentally cut myself. Hand, finger behind the blade, and then push it forward, and it goes out that way. We don't want to cut ourselves. I'm not liable for you hurting yourself. Do not hurt yourself, please. There we go. Okay, eventually all these white spaces would need to be carved out. So this is a very, very tedious work that would take a lot of time. I'm gonna go in with the letters. Not my favorite, but it has to be done. This is tight spaces right here. When it's tight spaces, you want to use your razor to get in on that edge that the blade cannot. Do that right there. Okay. Then going in and flick it up. Boing. Boing. Flick it a little bit. Hello. I'm getting to my tight space now, so I had to carve it out with this X-Acto tool. Carve out the tight spaces and make sure that we're not breaking our line. I mentioned before, and I accidentally did that. I'm not proud of myself right there, but it happens. Oh well. Carve that out too, might as well. Okay, now I use my razor. Go in and then flick it up easily. Boing, 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 boing. Man, that is so tight up in there. Okay, gotta use a smaller tool. Carve that out. Come on, let's go. What else I get to work with? Oh, maybe this one. Maybe. There we go. Hi there. Let's go. Just really trying to get that H out. It is taking forever. Carve that H out. Shake that off. And then using my bigger carving tool, this one right here. You see that? Right there. This is a big mouthpiece. And then for my other camera, there. Carving that out. Yes. Now we're trying to raise up the H like how we raise up this square right here. Trying to do that. It's a long process, everybody, but at the end of it, it should be worthwhile. Hi everyone. Let's see if anybody's in the chat. Ooh, low battery. I need to go charge you up before we get off live. Be right back. Okay, coming back. You're all I can think of. Every drop I drink of. You're my soda pop. Okay, so going in with the razor right here. The L. Oh my god, the O is going to be hard. Not looking forward to that. And then might as well do the O a little bit right there. Yep. Ah, so hot today. After this, I need to make myself some coffee. or something. Yeah, anyway, going in. I love it. Not too bad. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I carved the O, which makes the shape of it much better when I use a cutting tool. Okay, there we go. Oh, I cut into the O a little bit, but that's okay. Not too bad. Not a big deal. All right, here we go. I'm gonna carve off this. Remember when you're carving, the finger is below the blade so you don't accidentally cut yourself. Pop that out because we don't need that. To not get confused, of course, just carve that out. Very good. The next letter, at least hello. Wait, hello is not done because you got the O on the inside. Okay, gotta carve that out. Okay, I'll do it. There we go. It won't be perfect, but that's okay. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. All right, be right back. I'm gonna check on my soup that I made. I'm gonna clean up this mess too. I dropped that. Totally lit it. I got it now. There we go. Taking this mess out. Okay, back to business. Hello there. Carve that one out. This is the invitation card. If you have not watched K-pop Demon Hunters yet, here's Derpy. I hope everyone is doing good. Hope your day is amazing. Today I made some noodles, so after I'm finished with this, I'm gonna go and eat some noodle soup, which would be very nice. Invitation card, here we go. The letters are the hardest to do. We are making stamps, and there is a prototype. Going up and take that out. I need my razor. Going into the small space, you gotta use a razor so that it's exactly there and that it stops right there and not ruin your line. As I've mentioned before, we don't want skinny lines. Skinny lines will break. So the X-Acto knife, what it does is it's helping you not to break the line. And I have my eye right there. E. So small, these letters. These letters I did do them smaller than the one on top. No, not by choice, it just happens. Go in and just cutting the outside of the letters to help make it easier for me when I go in and razor it out. Sorry. Concentrate. Concentrate. And on the outside, also concentrate. It helps to have a nice razor, a sharp one, and this one is the one that I use. Okay, I love that. It's pretty sharp. Okay, so now ready for more carvings. I'm just gonna go in and out, from the inside to the outside. Inside to outside. Let's go. Hello there. I'm making a stamp. It's an art day again. And we're making the invitation card. Here's the stamp, the prototype that I made. And we're stamping it on here. Prototype. So we're trying to create the same effect. Gotta carve out all the white spaces so that we can raise up the letters. It's a very long and tedious process. Especially when the letters are so small, it is so hard. It really is hard. And I do have a smaller tool right here. This one's okay. I don't like it that much. You are all I think of, every drop I dream of. You're my soda pop. One hour already. This is a long art assignment. Try to get that out. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, here we go. Got that. Mhm. Okay, not too bad. I think it's okay. I think it's all right. We can work with that. Okay. Now the next one. Let's go. I love the I. The I is the easiest letter to do. Can't think of any other easy letter. Hi there. We're making a stamp for the invitation card for this dude right here. I hope that if you're watching this, maybe you would end up trying it. It's a very fun activity. Now, maybe save the E a little bit. The E is a little bit harder. I'm just going to carve out the end since it's easier. And so once again, place your finger behind your blade because you don't want to cut your finger. Go. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Hey, 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 hey. Getting that big blade to take off more of the surface. Here's a big blade right there. Scooping that out. Yeah, scooping these out. Maybe this. on the inside of the D. Let's go. I am hungry actually. I know, gotta finish this before I eat. Gotta finish this first. Yes, I think that's good. Right there. Edging that a little bit more so that we can raise up that D right there. Yeah, I think mostly it should be fine, but when we do a test run and if it does not work out, then we have to do more carving. Forgot about that E. Gotta do that E. Okay. I'm sure I carved out that E already. Cause I see your real face and it's ugly as sin. Time to put you in your place, cause you're rotten within. When your pattern starts to show, it makes my hatred grow on my veins. Blah, 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 blah. Cause you're hideous. Cause it's a takedown. A demon with no feelings don't deserve to live. Alright, so we are done with the letters mostly, and now we're gonna carve all of the canvas space down. Push it all down. Hi there. How are you doing? I am making an invitation card. Yes, it's kind of quiet right now because I don't want to get copyrighted. YouTube is a little bit tricky when it comes to that. We are making a card that Derpy. We're gonna put this into the Derpy envelope. It would be so amazing. I can't wait for this to be done. Cut all of that out. So that's the fun part. Is finally going in and just shaving everything away. And you know what? Actually, since I only need it up to this part, I could just go ahead and cut that off. But I don't want to cut off my mat. So I gotta place it up right here. Hi there, Joe. Can I call you Joe? I can't pronounce the rest of that. Thanks for tuning in. We are making an invitation card for Derby envelope, which is already on the long form, so you can check that out and make it yourself. Cutting this piece off because I don't need it. This will be enough to hopefully fit the card onto here. Might have to cut a little bit more or something. But yeah. Now, this is the fun part. Just Carving away without worrying about the detail, like making it perfect. That one right there. Boom. Cut it out. Let's see if I have any messages. Hi there. How do I send you a hi back? I wonder. Dun, 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 dun. Well, hi. Still trying to learn how to use YouTube Live. It's a learning curve. But yeah. It's so hot. It's so obvious. Yeah. The 100th song is sticking in my head. Fingers behind the blade and then carve. Push it up. Push it up. Don't cut your fingers. It's not a pretty sight. Definitely, if you're not old enough, ask a parent for help. Because we don't want any accidents. Boing, boing, boing. Cut that out. Alright, do more of that in a second. So as you can see, the letters are all raised up, and now we need to raise up the other line, the duck line right here. And I'm leaving this blank because I have a method for it. Okay, so anyways, going in to curve the inside line, making sure that it's thick. Okay, don't no thin line. Thin lines are not good for us. Thin lines will break and it will ruin our art. Try to get thick lines. Now this rubber is a bit more flimsy than the pink one that I remember. So try not to go too hard on it because it is more breakable. Now when you go look online, lino block print, stamping blocks, you'll see that there are pink ones. I like the pink ones too. There we go. Cut that out as well. It's just a process when it comes to this now. Going around the line. I'm gonna go in, it's a little bit circular. So I'm gonna go in with a razor so that when I use my cutting tool, that it does not pass that line. So it helps. It helps to have a razor. We're getting close to the beak of the duck. So I'm going to go ahead and outline it with my razor. I'm done hiding. Now I'm shining like I'm gonna be. We're dreaming hard, we get so far. Oh, I should join the mouth. Might as well. Was going to ignore it, but now I gotta do it. I had a different plan for it actually. But now that I'm thinking about it, it wouldn't work. So I'm gonna go back to the original. We're going up, up, up with our voices. I'm done hiding. Now I'm shining. Nope, I'm not even gonna try to sing the high note. Like a blah blah blah. Oh, our time. No fears, no love. Blah 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 blah. Almost done. Then I can eat my food. Waited so long to get this walls down and wake up and feel like me. But these patterns are in the past now. We're hiding. Be shining like I'm gonna be. Forever time. No fears, no life. That's who we're gonna be. To wake up and feel like me. All in the past now. Blah, 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 blah. We're hiding, we're shining like I'm gonna be. Wherever time is who we're gonna be. This is probably gonna be my longest live ever. Well, not sure because I'm planning to do more workshops, in-person workshop with my friends, and we're gonna do this stamp, and I'm gonna go live on that one too, so that you can see the processes of making a stamp. It's coming together pretty good, actually. Get that razor in, get the little edge right there, and then carving that out with the skinnier tool. Okay, there we go. Going through. I'm just hungry. I don't even know what time is it right now. But just go. Keep on going. I believe. Look at that. So cool. Carve out some more of these. One right here. I remember when I was first doing this, I would make it so complicated, like a very complicated drawing. And it took me forever to finish it. Not going back there again. A simple drawing is just fine, and the reward is more instantaneous than to wait forever. I just moved you a little bit. Yeah. Careful for the fingers. Do not cut the fingers. Mhm. So remember, in this method, we are raising the line. As you can see that it has been risen a little bit by pushing the canvas down. Pushing the canvas down means that we gotta carve it down. It's a little bit big, a small one to get into that cheek right there. Yep. Move the finger away so you don't accidentally cut yourself. Rolling around. Make sure always that your finger is below your blade. And being very easy with it. Yeah. Oof, I am almost satisfied right here because we're almost done. We're so close to being done. Fingers behind blade and roll it up easily, meaning that don't go hard because you might end up cutting things that you don't want to cut. Okay, now on the side. Oh, I'm using this one. Go to the side. Get that smiley line. And then go to the other side and get that other beak line. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. If I can do art for the rest of my life and getting paid for it, I would love that. You know, doing something that you love and getting paid for it, that would be the best feeling ever. So maybe someday my time will come. Almost done here, guys. Almost done here. Making sure that everything is perfect. You know, we might have to come in and fix it again, but do as much as you can before that. Whee! Oh, this is amazing. Okay, I just gotta cut in that a little bit more. A little bit more. Let's go. Yes. See that line has been risen up a little bit more, so I do like that a lot. Just gotta keep on going. Let's go. Make it very prominent. Yes, yes. I hope the other ones work as well. Okay. So now on the side, which is the one that we don't really need, I am gonna just razor it out so that it's out of our way. Maybe like that a little bit. Razor it out a little bit, and then take the big tool, carving tool, and just try to get that out. Push that out. We are at the finale, guys. This is it. This is it. It's fine. Going over here, put that down a little bit so that it doesn't break. There we go. Yes, that is down. Ooh, careful for that finger. There we go. Ooh, the black space right here gotta be carved off as well. Let's go. So tired. Almost there. Almost there. I wonder if doing this is harder than working out. Nah. This one just takes patience. Working out is definitely harder. You might be ready to test it out. Right. Okay. I'm gonna go get some supplies ready so we can stamp this. Clean up first. Clean up first. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Although we don't want to like put the razor away because we might end up having to do some correction. So it should be there. Eee, look at all the crumbs. All that crumbs. Clean that up. And my coffee's gone. I'm so sad. Take this out. Gotta drink all of it. Throwing the trash away and be right back. Put a stamp here. Put a derby right here. And coming right back. Don't go nowhere. Got my yeah. Then I need some roller. Okay. Hi there. I am gonna stamp this thing, but I'm just trying to get some napkins, and here's the final product of our carving. So we're gonna finally stamp it and try to see if it works. Okay. I'm gonna get one more spoon for the other ink color. Patterns all in the past now. Okay, so I'm here now. Okay, here we go. Let's try stamping this. First, get some red down right there. I'm just gonna hope for the best because we never really know how things are going to turn out. Yeah. Okay. I can roll my camera back up. Put it on and record. Okay. So is everything good? Everything good? Yes. Let me turn this over a little bit. Okay. All right. So here we are. There. And then I have my roller in which I dried up already. And we use this one in the last sample. Just gonna roll it. This is just wall paint. You can use acrylic paint. That's perfectly fine. Any kind of paint is fine. I'm sure there's block printing, specifically block printing paint that you can use. I don't have that. I'm trying to save some money. Okay, so I'm gonna put this out over here. Some of my wires. Okay, over here now. I'm gonna roll it. This is the moment, guys. This is the moment. Roll it over there. That is so cool. That is so cool. It totally works. I am so happy. Okay, now I'm gonna stamp this in here. This down, right so. Wipe my finger, press it down, press it down, press it down. Gently, gently, gently. Then take it up. Oh, there you go. And I am such an idiot. I forget that I'm supposed to do hello friend backward. So that was my mistake. But it came out pretty neat. I'm just so bummed that that's backward. Cannot believe it. Can't believe that I did it, but I did it. And there's no going back for it. Now, what I could do right here is, well, hello friend is not working out. So I'll just stamp the ducky and then forego the hello friend. And even though I spent a lot of time carving the letters out, I would have to end up just writing it by hand. I think that's what I'm gonna do, actually. Unfortunately, that's what I'm gonna do, but it is what it is. Very, very unfortunate. I'm gonna wipe this off first though. And we're gonna do it again with the same color. And then we'll do one more time with a different color. Wipe that thing off so it doesn't really stain my blade that much. So here you go. Like that. So sad, so sad. You live and you learn, right? It's been a while. Like I said, I have not done block printing in a very long time. And so these tiny little details that I forgot. Okay, so gotta handwrite the hello friend. And as soon as I cut that off, might as well cut this off. We don't really need that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Do we need this one? We don't know. We don't need this one either. Cut that off. All right, let's try this one again. And so I am going to use more red colors. Why not? And I would also use white. as well. Just want to do multiple invitation cards. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Then push this aside. Don't get on anything else over here. Okay, okay. Oh yes, oh yes. This is it, baby. This is it. Push it down, push it down. There we go, there we go. Pick it up. Aw, isn't that so cute? That's the cutest ever. Now, if I want to, I would go in and carve that a little bit more. Only when the paint dries up or you have to wash it or something. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more of this and then I'm gonna do black instead. I think the red pretty much looks really good. I like the red. I moved it a little bit. I moved it a little bit. I hope it's okay. Yay! This is so, so cute. Okay, now let's do it on white paper and see how it is. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna end this live session now. I'm gonna go in and create some shorts. So I do need my phone, and I hope you guys like this assignment. And if you do, let me know. Comment below, and then send it to me. You can ask for my email, and I would love to see it and project it on my page. So if you like what you're seeing here, you like the work that I do, and you want to support me, please like and subscribe and share this with your friends. Okay? Have a nice day. Bye. Turn this off. Turn it off yet? Off. Okay. Signing off. Bye bye.